So one more thing, right? Correct, not political. Anyone who's still here, who's my regular viewers, there was a guy called Correct, not political, coming in the chat all the time, yeah, and he's not here today. So, but someone pointed out to me. I'm gonna put this big for a second. They were like, "Have you seen his channel?" I'm like, "Whoa, look, he's got 16, nearly 17,000 subscribers. So his channel's doing more bits than me." We're getting there though. It says globalists and nonces beware. Obviously, man, are anti-nonce all day. I'm more anti-nonce than any of them. But what I've noticed is these men who raise noncing as an issue, even like Paul Thorpe just did there, usually what they're trying to do is paint one group as the people who are the nonces, and it's actually deflecting from the real group who's the biggest nonces. So it's like they'll say Muslim grooming gangs, and then they'll say trans like abuse in the trans community, child abuse, or trans targeting schools, or so they'll put to these groups who have very small amounts of issues with this thing, with this, like with nonsense and abuse, child abuse, and want us to put all the focus there. So why is that? You want us to do that because you don't want us focusing on the main group that are nonsense. So I kind of started realizing them man are non-supporters, man. But anyway, like, he's got Extinction Rebellion thing. So I realized this guy's got ridiculous content. You know, that's probably the opposite of what I do here. So let's just check something out to respond to. I don't really care about that. Rejoin the EU. Why? Gay marriage leads to mad mixed conspiracies. London says no to you, Les. I mean, I'm down with that. I am filming for my safety. What, filming the police? What should we check out? A brief history on communism. 41 seconds. Let's watch that.
The fascists worked with the Zionists to control the Jewish working class, and there was a Jewish working class uprising against the Warsaw ghettos, led by the socialists. The Zionists worked with the Hitler, with the fascists, to suppress it. Yeah,
that's what they say.
But it was the working class Jews that opposed that. That's why it's got to be seen as a class question. And there's an opposition in Israel, working class, to oppose the Zionist state in Israel.
There's always been an
Yeah. All right, fair enough. I mean, that's a bit all over. I was a bit confused, but yeah, you know, there's a working class people in Israel who want to oppose the state. Yeah.
underlying Jewish element to the communist thing, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh wait. He goes, "There's all." I think this guy might have even misunderstood what this guy said, and he goes, "There's always an underlying thing with the Jews and the communist thing, though."
There's been an underlying Jewish element to the communist thing, though, isn't there?
Yeah. Because there was
Marx was a Jew.
Trotsky was Jewish.
It's the guys all over the place, if I'm honest. But alright, cool. Let's wait. I'm coming back to that actually. That wasn't much of a history of anything, but oh yeah. Here we go. Let's go back to the small one. No, I did that so big. So Waterstones are selling sex apps to children. What the hell? Let's have a look. This book is gay. Right. This book. So he's got an issue with this book. What does it say? Sex apps work. Upload a tiny pic of yourself to the app. The app works out your location. The app tells you who the nearest homosexuals are. You can then chat to them. Because they are near, it is easy to meet up with them. Okay, he's explaining how dating apps work. Gay dating apps, alright. I mean, straight away, let me just, like, okay, so this is a book that's gay, that says this book is gay, right? The Great Sex App Debate. This is not a children's book. We can see that very clearly. This is not a children's book, yeah? King of Sting said, "Am I in it?" I don't know, mate. I don't know if you're in it, but Yeah, you said something about Grindr to me earlier, innit? You said that you want to meet me on Grindr. Unfortunately, not on there, mate. But get this book, and you'll work out how to find men you're looking for. But look, this is quite a long. It's big pages are full of text. This is not a book designed for children.
Right.
Can I ask you a question about this book?
Yeah.
So, you said that you showed me it was in the pregnancy area.
Yeah.
You said it was supposed to be in the young adults bit. There's no space for
Yeah.
it. At what age can this book be sold? How old do I have to be to buy this book?
So I would probably say about 12, 13.
12, 13?
Yeah.
Right. So, were you aware that Section 10 of
You just said that vaguely, which is questionable. Obviously, you should know what age is allowed to sell what books or whatever. I don't know.
the Sexual Offences Act 2003 actually makes it illegal, makes it an offence to incite children to take part in sexual activity?
Yeah, but that book doesn't incite children to partake in sexual
does.
activity.
If you look from
Juno Dawson, who's actually a
read
sex
from-
education teacher.
Right.
And I know them personally.
Right.
And they actually taught in secondary schools.
Right, so that
sex
gives them the reason to do what?
And if it was published,
Right.
they would have gone through all the rights of it. So
No,
therefore-
you're personally liable, right? This is the thing
No,
you understand.
you can go. It's
What do you
fine.
mean?
You can go.
What do you mean I can go?
If you've got anything to say,
I'm trying to have a
say to
civil
the head office,
conversation with
I'm
you
not
about it.
interested.
Why are you not interested about it? It's a child
Because I'm
safeguarding
LGBT.
issue.
I'm
You're
not interested.
LGBT and you're
I'm
not
not
you're not
interested.
interested in child safeguarding. Is that what you're saying?
I'm
You're
not
not
interested in you.
right, but I'm talking to you about the book. You're saying you're willing to sell it to someone who's 12 years old,
I'm not interested in
right? And I'm telling you
No.
that's against the law
No.
because it's inciting children to join sex.
The thing is, the brother might not have read the book, innit, and see to make an informed decision on that part or not. But he does say know the person, innit. But I don't know. I don't know what I think about whether that's the agenda of the book. What I do think is that there's probably loads of books with sex and all sorts of stuff like that for straight people that are in this thing that they would also sell to young people that age that this guy wouldn't care about.
Apps.
No.
I'll show you the page.
You asked
I've
me
just filmed the page.
What age can a child read it? That would be up to the adult that's
No.
buying it. I didn't say I
asked
would sell it to a
Yes, you
12-year-old.
did. I've
No,
got it
I
on
didn't.
film.
No,
I've
you
got it on
didn't.
film.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I do.
You've got it on film?
Yes.
Then look back.
Yeah, I will.
And you'll see that you were wrong.
I will broadcast it to everyone, and they will see
you can't
what the
use that
LGBT
stuff.
people look like when faced with child safeguarding concerns.
Oh my God, you're ridiculous. You're being
Go on,
ridiculous.
please tell me why. It
being
explains
ridiculous.
explicitly in there how to use sex apps. Who is that aimed at? Who is that book aimed
It
at?
would be for
Who's the
children, it would
who's the
be for the
market?
adults.
Who's the target
It would be for
market?
the
Who's the
adults.
target market?
To decide.
Who is the target market?
Well, we know the target market is not children, innit? We know that already. Like, whether he's got some points on if it should be sold to children or not, we know the target market is not children. We know the target market is adults. So he's gone into this shop to basically give the shop abuse, to be abusive to this man in the shop and attack him because he's homophobic and he has an issue with this gay book, basically.
For the adult to decide.
Who's the target market?
So if you've got genuine concerns, the person at the till isn't going to be the person.
But he is, because
Yeah,
he's
facts.
LGBT, and he said himself
it's not
that's
my
why he doesn't care.
responsibility.
No, you said you don't care because you're
because you're
LGBT.
looking for a
Like I'm
reaction,
saying,
and
no. No.
So he's attacking him for being LGBT.
Bit hostile.
What a scumbag.
Right.
Might be scared.
What it is, there's child safeguarding concerns around this book, as it explicitly outlines how to use sex apps.
Here, on the back, it's got concerns. Situation funny, real life, so it knows what. and
What does it
says
say? What are you trying to
Honestly
allude to here?
explicit in parts.
Right. So how old would you say? How old would someone be to be buying that
It
book?
would be up to the adults.
So if a child
It was-
came in, it was on the young adults.
We don't sell that. No, it wasn't.
No, you said it was
in-
supposed
it
to
was
be.
in the
Yeah.
pregnancy and
But
child-
you said it was supposed to be. I've got it on film. Remember?
in pregnancy and
Yes, but you
child-
remember you said it was supposed to be over there.
It's teenage concerns.
Right. You said it was supposed to be. Yeah. So it's supposed to be for the young adults. So who's the target market then? If it's supposed to go on there.
Adults.
No.
Who is buying
But it's
it.
young adults. It says young adults.
adults.
You said it's supposed to be over there with the young adults.
I'm going to interrupt a little bit, sorry, because it's...
I wish you wouldn't, because I'm trying to do
I
something.
know, but it's...
But you're doing nothing.
But I am. I'm
You're
doing
not.
something.
You're not.
I am. Look, I'm doing loads.
You're not.
Yeah, I'll take one of these.
I'm really not
Take one of them and
interested.
see what
It's
I'm up to.
offensive. It's
Child
offensive.
safeguarding is offensive. That's
are
the
being-
issue.
no,
That's the
you're not.
issue.
You're not.
Child safeguarding is an issue. Sorry?
I think coming into a shop and upsetting people could be...
Upsetting people. I'm trying to establish at what age can children buy this book from.
And that is a valid concern.
And that's very
Thank
concerned.
you.
So,
And I've
Right.
said to you, it would be up to the adults.
But it's on the. You said it's supposed to be on the young adult shelf, but you haven't got space for it. So if it's on the young
And
adult
that's
shelf,
teenagers.
so how old is the question?
So teenagers.
So 12, 13, you said already that you'd be willing to sell that book
No, no,
to.
no, no, no.
That's what you said. It's on film.
you might get further bringing it up with, like, the Waterstones head office, because if you've got concerns, then they could, you know, make some sort of policy, or they could issue some guidance to the people.
Possibly, but first things first. We need to spread awareness, and this is how we do this.
But it's not.
It is.
Because
It
I'm,
is.
I can't spread any awareness.
No,
other than-
I'm spreading the awareness. I'm coming here. I've come to talk to you about this. I'm going to publish this, and then people are going
Well,
to
you
see.
can't, because I have to give my authorization for you to.
You
use
don't.
it. You do.
In what?
And
Why?
if I find it, I will sue you.
You won't sue me. You'll get it
I will.
taken off the internet, but you won't be
will
able to
sue you.
sue me. You
I
won't
will
be.
sue you,
I
and
promise you.
Waterstones will sue
I
you as
promise
well.
you.
I would be interested to hear your point of view, but if you'd like to step outside of the shop.
Sure.
because
Do you want to take one of these?
If you want to come outside the shop and talk to me about it, I'll
So,
be
how old can someone come and buy this book?
This woman was just trying to help and get him out of the
If it's
shop.
on the young
So
adults page.
It's not. It's in.
Duplicitous, disingenuous, LGBTQ.
Yeah, Distant
First thing you
Planet
said
still there
was
in the chat. No reasoning with people like that. They've made their mind up before walking in the store. Yeah, he went in there to create an agenda with a book that he's obviously already gone and looked at, read, found something wrong with. You know, maybe there's a valid point that it's supposed to be sold only to adults over 18 or whatever, and it was a bit vague that the guy didn't have an answer to that. But again, that's not his issue. You know what I'm saying? And it's a bit mad for him to just go, well, he's LGBT, so that means that's why he's supporting it. That's complete discrimination. That's crazy. But yeah, Distant Planet, this guy, if you didn't see me say it, this guy often comes here in the chat, the guy whose channel this is, so I thought, let me check out his channel. But yeah, he's a scumbag as well, just sitting there bullying people, basically. If you do have an issue, cool, why don't you just go and raise that issue properly? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, is this book allowed to be sold to you? Da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? Like, have the conversation.
LGBTQ and you don't care. That's the. Yes, I do know. I do know exactly who Juno is. I know exactly who Juno is. I know exactly who Juno is. You want one? There you go.
you know,
Look into it.
keeping children safe is, of course, you know.
Is it? It depends, doesn't it? It depends what team you're on.
What team you're on?
The side of insanity and the side of delusions, or the side of reality and upkeeping to some sort of moral standard. Do you think it's all right? There's a book for sale to children that explicitly outlines how to use gay sex apps, straight sex apps, any sort of sex apps for children, teenagers, he said. So 13 years old.
Honestly, I think it's so tricky because
Is it that tricky?
Teenagers
Sex
go out
apps.
and-
Sex apps. An explanation on sex
in an
apps.
ideal world, then
Mate, you're part of the
absolutely not.
problem. You're part of the problem.
He could, and then she started having a sensible conversation, and then he couldn't take it. Because yeah, what she was about to say, teenagers have sex in it. That is a very true thing. That doesn't mean I think they should be on sex apps, obviously, but they are doing that. So that's why she was like, it's a tricky conversation, because we should be educating them and making them, you know, supporting them to do it safely. And that guy was arguing that, you know, I know nothing about that book, so I don't know, but saying that the person who wrote it was a sex education person, etc., etc. But yeah, that's just a bully, man. That's like a bigot bully, whatever, man.